A first time ever drop of our custom color Bonheur in the Sakamata heavyweight, a new special mystery deal Bento, and the official launch of one of the sickest dead walking swim baits on the planet. This is what's new this week at Hook Up Tackle. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hook Up Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined by my buddy David. David, good to have you back.
Thank you, brother.
And glad everything is good in your
sir.
world. So great to have you here. I missed you last weekend.
Dude, yes. How was it last weekend?
It was fun. I hadn't had CJ and me hanging out for a while, so it was fun to do it. I'm sorry if I look wasted today. I literally been flying for 24 hours.
Dang.
So have been in Boston all week, helping my oldest kind of get prepped for his move in to college, which is a bizarre experience, let me tell you. Lots of tears and strange feelings, but one thing I've learned about the East Coast is weather actually affects things there. So literally got off a plane, came here. This is going to be the greatest beer of my life. Ooh. Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. David, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you guys. Hope August is treating you well.
Ooh. That's so good.
They need to start carrying those here. That's a good taste of Sunday. All right, we got lots to cover this week. So one more sip of Sunday, one more cheers. Cheers. All right, I have been very excited for this day for over a year. This is a bait that I've had in my hands now for going on almost 2 years. Different variations of it, perfecting, finding little nuances, making it exactly right. And it is ready now to be officially launched here in the US. This is the brand new Muon from Baum. Now, Baum launched earlier this year. You guys remember the Bof, right? And the Bof Max. This is really the bait that he started with. Now, the reason why the Bof launched before this is because he wanted to launch this when it was 100% as good as it could possibly be. So this is a bait that he's worked on for many years. If you guys have been following this channel for a while, I think we're going back almost 5 years that Taka originally came to our shop and had versions of this, right? So this is a long project in the works that I think is going to change a lot for you guys and really be a highly effective tool. And we're gonna break it down and take it out of the package, show you guys everything you need to know about the Muon. So let's start here. What is the Muon? Well, the Muon is a 201 millimeter, 2 ounce hybrid swim bait slash glide bait, but really what this bait does is it dead walks better than any bait I've seen. Now, traditionally, when you think of a dead walk bait, and what I mean by dead walk is when you have a bait that can dead walk, you're going to get these movements kind of side to side without the bait really moving a long distance, right? When you think of a glide bait, you're thinking of something that's kind of gliding really far. The dead walk is basically going to move very easily kind of in one place, right? So you get that bait that kind of stays in place, drives fish crazy. Traditionally, you think of baits like the DRT Clash 9 or the Tiny Clash. Those have historically been like the dead walk baits. This does it every bit as good, if not better, and it's in a soft package. Okay, so you get that beautiful movement out of this bait that you don't get out of a true hard bait. Now, he took a lot of things into consideration when building this bait. You know, one of the downsides to a soft plastic glide is always land ratio, right? So he fixed that by doing a hard internal ABS skeleton on the front piece. So these hooks are fixed like they would be on a traditional hard bait. He also built the fins strategically to keep the hook from wrapping on the lip, right? You see that's what that bumper is, from snagging on the side, right? Which is what those bumpers are. So the hooks are going to be in the right position as well. So when the fish does strike, they are set up to hook them correctly. You've got mesh supported rear joints. You got the big tail. These are incredibly durable. Now I know it's soft back there. I've had quite a few, like I said, for going on almost 2 years now. I've never torn one. Okay, now if there is a quote-unquote weakness to the bait, it will be the lip. Okay, and the reason I say that is this lip is designed to be inserted or removed. Okay, so it's basically two baits in one. So with the lip inserted, which is how you're going to fish this bait 99.9% of the time, if not 100% of the time, you can just rod tip up and you can crank it and it will wake. You could rod tip down and it will crank down a couple feet. Or you can just get it subsurface and then just kind of twitch with your rod, and this thing is going to dead walk like crazy. So you can wind, you do a hybrid of crank and then switch to dead walk and then back to crank and then back to dead walk very, very easily. So you can wind it to key targets and then just kind of twitch your rod tip, and effortlessly this thing moves. You can weight it very easily and fish it on scope. CJ's been using the ones that we've had for quite some time now on scope, and it's an amazing scope bait. If you remove the lip, and the lip just pops out, okay? So if you remove the lip, it turns into kind of an eye motion bait, okay? So it's going to have a very subtle, tight swim. Taka wanted to build it incredibly natural. In Japan, you know, they have a lot of fish like wakasagi and agui and things that don't really have big, hard, aggressive movements or real tight movements. He wanted to build something like that where you could fish it really slow and still have that natural movement from those two joints, or you could burn it and get more exaggerated movement. You can also kind of jerk it and twitch it and get different actions out of it. But really the magic here of this bait is that lip. Now, what I would recommend doing is, if you plan on just using it lip in, I would recommend getting some super glue and just hit the top of that lip right there so that when you insert it in, it locks it in. Okay, and that way you can really skip this thing and abuse it. One of the joys of having a soft bait is that they skip incredibly well. So you can skip this thing up underneath docks, underneath tulies, trees, laydowns, any of that incredibly well. But the more you abuse it, obviously, the more likelihood you may lose a lip. Now, there is a spare lip included with every bait as well, so you will have a spare. And then we do have some spare lips coming as well, so if you needed to buy more, you can. But again, the majority of mine are just living with that lip in, so I just hit a little super glue right there, stick it in, and then it's locked in place and you don't have to worry about it, okay? So, normal shad glide rod, something like a Mark 56 is what I've been throwing this on. 16 to 20 pound fluoro is perfect. I've been throwing mine primarily on 16. 16 is just easier to get it to manipulate and get a little bit more movement out of it, but go to 18 or 20 if you need the strength. There are 10 colors, so I'm going to walk through these with you now. This is a bait that we're going to try to keep production going on. There's no more production. This allotment that we have here, this was a year ago ordered. Okay, so a lot of the video that you guys saw in the beginning of this, where me and Taka filmed this, or even the video that we posted on YouTube last week where Taka kind of breaks it down, we filmed that almost a year ago already. Okay, so it's going to be a while before we get more of these in. So even if you guys aren't truly in your swim bait season yet, you're going to want to pick these up. okay? Because in Japan, these evaporate out. It's become like the hottest swim bait in Japan. It's going to have the same effect here once people get in their hands and you guys see how great it moves and how much they eat it. So let's run through the colors, okay? So this is PBS or Pro Blue Shad, okay? So you get that kind of full, I don't know, Pro Blue, pearly kind of color. All right, this one is Green Thunder, okay? So you can see it's got that kind of nice shaddy green vibe going, very gizzard shaddy-esque, very just natural shad. You have Overshadowed, which I would say is kind of like a green gizzard, okay? So that one looks, all these colors are fantastic. They're all really good shad patterns. This is Hasakawa, okay, another nice natural one. This one's pretty dope. This is Nijiwaka, kind of like a, I don't know, lavender-esque, okay, very good color. This one is Sexy Shart, okay, so something a little bright in there. Also a lime crystal, so those are going to be your two brightest ones. Okay, so you guys like that sharp back kind of vibe, those are going to be the two that you guys can use. This one is Designo Shiner. This one is Hazy Fish, very similar, but we're incorporating more of that kind of chartreuse tail hit in there. And then Tequila Shad. Okay, so there you go. All really good natural shad patterns, just with slightly different hues. So if you guys like more of a brownish hue, or more of kind of a pinkish purple hue, right, or more of a true shad or green, right, there's options in there for that. So enjoy this bait, my friends. I think you guys are really going to dig this. This is going to be a huge impact in the swim bait world. So enjoy it. That is the brand new Muon from Baum. Those are available right now. All right, earlier this week we announced a big restock in the Deps Heavyweight Sakamata Shad. All sizes, all the key colors, from your Indie Sagis to your Biwako Wakasagis, 5-inch, 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, all returned. This is the only batch of these for 2026 coming. So if you guys have been waiting on these, this is the time to scoop them up. The heavyweight is just the heavier salt version of the original Sakamata Shad. It's gonna have a little faster sink rate without having to go to a heavier jig head, which is nice. So you can still stroll it a little bit deeper without having to go to a heavier jig head. You can fish it by itself like a, like a fluke style bait, and it will sink down a little bit faster. You could burn this thing like you would a skinny dipper, and it will have a really tight natural action. So if you guys have been waiting on heavyweight socks, this is the week to get them. Also, we are dropping officially, for the first time ever in this bait, our custom color Bonheur. Okay, so 5-inch, 6-inch, and 7-inch are going to be available in the Bonheur. Let's take a look at it. I opened a pack of 7-inch here real quick. I was excited to do it in 7 because when we did it in the original Sakamata, we just did it in the smaller sizes. So here's a look at Bonheur. So Bonheur obviously is a hard bait color, right? So it's difficult to get the exact vibe in a soft plastic, but Deps did a great job. We basically went with the color tone. So we have that purple pearl kind of overshift in the white. We have the green pearl undershift on the belly, so it's just like the Slide Swimmer 250. We put some sparkle and some scale in there to give it a little bit of body, and you've got that beautiful kind of purple and green white combination that you get with the Slide Swimmer as well. So if that's a color that speaks to you, I mean, who doesn't love Bonheur, right? That is available now. 5-inch, 6-inch, and 7-inch Bonheur socks. You can grab them now. All right, staying on Deps for a minute. How about a much needed restock in the Butch Brown colors of the Deps Slide Swimmer 250? Now this is a staple for everyone. Timing, not great. I don't love getting Slide Swimmers in August, right? I would have preferred to get them in April or like October. But this bite is right around the corner, so if you guys want to have these ready to go, this would be the time to scoop them up. 5 colors. Butch Brown Gizzard Shad returns. Butch Brown Hatchery Trout returns. One of my favorites, Butch Brown Golden Carp. I love the carp patterns. We've got the Butch Brown American Shad and Butch Brown Bass. Okay, so 5 colors from Deps in the Slide Swimmer 250. Once they're gone, they're going to be gone at least until next spring or early summer. Okay, so if those speak to you and you want them for the season, you guys can scoop those up right now. All right, one more Deps item. Deps makes arguably 2 of the best frogs on the planet, the Slither K and the Buster K. All the colors are back in these 2, plus we see a new color back. Okay, so let's start with the Slither K. Slither K built to walk incredibly easy, and now you have this new gilly color. I'll take it out of the package here in a second. Buster K, you guys have heard me talk about the Buster K a gazillion times. One of my favorite frogs on the planet. It's a small, compact frog that still weighs a ½ an ounce. It has an internal weight transfer in it, so it casts like a bullet. It also has the new gilly color in it as well. So let's take these out. You guys can check a look. I like to think, you know, Griff and I just did a couple of custom gill colors in the honker frog, and I think we did a pretty good job, but this is a pretty fire gill color, okay? So it's a very natural, what do you think, Griff?
It's good.
It's nice. Yeah. So you got a very natural kind of purple pearl on the belly. You got the gill markings on the side and the dark top. The Buster K comes with these rabbit fur legs, so you get just a different look than you do on the Slither K. Thank you, David. The Slither K, one single rabbit fur. So the Buster K, as I mentioned, if you hear it, can you hear it in there? There's a tungsten, or not a tungsten, but a lead weight transfer in there. Basically, it's kind of a free-floating weight, but it works just like any hard bait weight transfer system would. Little flick, and it goes, and it casts incredibly accurate. So if you guys are looking for a great frog, this is one of my favorites, and this is a great one for really stealthy, natural movement. So there you go. Slither K, Buster K from Deps, new color, and restock in everything else. Those are available right now. All right, before we keep going with new items, you know, last weekend was my birthday celebration. So thank you guys so much to everybody that took advantage of my bentos that I did. I'm gonna try to do some kind of deal each weekend for you guys. Just, I don't know, keep things fun through the month of August, right? It always gets hot and fishing kind of gets slow, and it kind of just really feels like the dog days of summer. So I'm gonna just come up with some kind of idea each week. Earlier this week, I dropped a mystery bento that flew out of here. They sold out, so thank you guys very much for the business. Thought it'd be fun to do something similar since so many of you guys missed out. So I put together a Dog Days of Summer mystery bento for you guys. So just like the one earlier this week, this is a $300+ value, $99.99. It's hand-selected things by me that I like to use during the Dog Days of Summer. So I'm not gonna, you know, surprise you too much with them, but there's some top waters in there, some soft baits, there's some hard baits, there's a mixture of a little bit of everything, swim baits, etc. If you guys bought the one from earlier this week, it's majority different things. So you can buy this one too and get a pretty good variety if you want. So I've got limited supplies available, obviously, at this deal. So, I mean, it's like 66% off everything in the box. So if that speaks to you, you guys like to just have fun with a variety of new things, and trust me, to put together a cool box for you, I got you. These are available now, $99.99. Limit 1 per person for the first 10 minutes of the drop. Okay, so after 8:10, if you guys want to buy multiples, if there's any left, have at it. But I want to try to give everybody a shot to get them. So if that speaks to you, those are available right now. All right, let's jump over to a new topwater item for us here in the US. And this comes from our buddy Hata, the owner of Fish Magnet. This is the Fish Magnet Tygan. Now this is actually his original product that he launched, okay? Comes in 2 sizes. It comes in a 90mm, also comes in a 110mm. Okay, now he came out maybe a year or so ago with the Tygan, as it was almost completely done. And I will tell you, it is built to do exactly what he wanted it to do, which is cast like a rocket and walk well. Okay, now there's a lot of baits like that on the market. Obviously, this one really does throw far. You can hear that weight shifting all the way to the back there. So it's strategically built, aerodynamic, with a heavy weight in the back. So when you toss this thing, it really launches. So if getting maximum distance is important, this is a great bait to do it on. A handful of colors, they're all just a touch on the crazy side, right? The 90 millimeter is a ½ ounce, okay? And the 110 millimeter over here, this is going to be 24 grams. Okay, so little under 1 ounce. Okay, pricing kind of expensive. So you're at $28 for the 90 millimeter. You're at $35 for the 110. But it is a fully made in Japan kind of small batch topwater that I think a lot of you guys might be into, just something a little bit different. Okay, so if you want to try something new and really bomb it, there you go. The brand new Tygan from Fish Magnet. Those are available now. All right, new drop from Raid this week. We have a new size in the Raid CutSwing. This is the new 3.0 size, so 3-inch size. This is by itself with no hook, 12.5 grams. So you add a hook, it's going to be about a ½ ounce. The CutSwing has an original size. I'm just going to show you a side-by-side comparison. Which is the 3.5-inch size. So you can see it's a pretty big difference, right? Just that little ½ inch makes a big difference. By the way, the original size is 16.5 grams without a hook. So by the time the hook goes in there, you're going to be about 3/4 of an ounce. The new 3-inch size gives us just a smaller package for this style bait. Now, this style bait, it's funny. This type of bait is still so popular in Japan, and I feel like it runs a strange cycle here in the US. When the cover scap first came out, people flocked to it, but I don't know that anybody really truly gave it its attention. So what the CutSwing is designed to do is similar to a cover scat, where it's a dense, faster sinking material where it's going to get down to the bottom. You'll notice that the face is more of a cut or cup that's designed to have it really walk side to side. So as you twitch this thing, it's going to move kind of effortlessly side to side, similar to like the OSP. Right? The spin nuts. But what the CutSwing does different is it has this really thin kind of forked tail back here. And what this does is when it rests, this tail just very slowly just falls. Okay? So in the water, you'll notice, so it's moving and then it's pause, and then it has this secondary kind of slow unfold of that tail where it just kind of lays down. So it's almost like the bait is continuing to move very subtly on the pause, and then when it lands and you twitch it a couple more times and it moves, and that tail very subtly kind of unfolds. It's a subtle bait, but a highly effective bait. CJ and I spent some time with Raid earlier this summer throwing it. We'll post a video breaking down the new sizes over the next week or so for you guys so you can see. So if that speaks to you, this should be a great size for ponds, for smallmouth. It will take a 3.0 or a 4.0 hook. Okay, so either one will work there. All the same colors, you know, from green pumpkins to your shrimps to your blacks, etc. Those are available now from Raid. Okay, a couple quick restocks to let you guys know about. Jackhammers are back in Morning Dawn. This has been the hottest color on the planet for over the last year. So there's huge gaps in between availability and no availability on this. So if you guys have been waiting or needing to stock your boxes up, if you're interested in 3/8 or ½ ounce Morning Dawn jackhammers, those are back. We also see all the key colors return from Swimbait Republic in the Glideway 126, including their custom color Game Over, not to be confused with the true custom color Game Over that we do here, the white color. This is more of a kind of a blue shad pattern, still a great color. Okay, so if you guys are needing any of their smaller glide, this is a good one. Very, very popular, probably our most popular in this size. So if that speaks to you, all of those are available now from Swimbait Republic. All right, let's wrap things up with a couple of new saltwater drops this week from Ima. I've got a handful, and by handful I mean 4 different Ima kind of saltwater jerkbaits. I'll walk through each one of these with you. You're looking right now at the GyoDo 110MD. So this is going to be a great one. It's got a dual tungsten weight transfer system in it. You can hear it shifting back, so you can fire this one out from the beach, from the surf. I know it's a popular one in SoCal, so a lot of you guys are already on this thing. Let me see if I can spec it out for you, if it has specs anywhere. Okay, 110 millimeters, 19 grams. Okay, so this will be kind of an obvious one. If you need something a little bit bigger, we've got the Jetty 135. Okay, and again, they're going to come in all the traditional Ima patterns. This is 135 millimeters, 26 grams. Okay, and this is going to be a sinking version. Okay, so the first one floating, this one sinking. We also have a heavy sinking version. This one is going to be the Heavy Surfer 90. So this one's going to fish a lot like that Halibut 90 from Megabass, right? It's going to be a fast sink. 90 millimeters, but 28 grams, so a true 1 ounce. Now this is going to have a fixed weight system in it, so it's going to get down to the bottom quick. You can just twitch it around in the grass. And then finally, we have this guy, the Sasuke 130, 130 millimeters, 25 grams on this. Again, dual weight transfer system, so it'll have the ability to cast far. And you can use this kind of like a twitch bait or a jerk bait or just straight crank. And it'll have a real wide wobble on it. So I know a lot of you guys cross over this time of the year and do some freshwater and some saltwater. So there's a couple of great options from Ima in the saltwater game. All right, guys, and that is a wrap for today. David, did you have a favorite item of the day?
Definitely gonna be the Muon. The Hasakawa, I just saw it, dude. That hit of Chartreuse on the head is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like Taka really did his thing with the Bow 55. And I feel like everybody's gonna love the Muon.
The Muon is going to be a favorite for a lot of guys. So I think you guys are really going to love that. Griff, did you have a favorite? The Muon? Everybody's going to be the Muon. Did you leave any Muons for everybody, or? Okay. Well, if Griff didn't take them all, guys, have at them. I'd love to hear if you guys had a favorite item of the day. For me, I mean, I love the Muon. I also love the Bonheur Sakamata, because it just has a special place in my heart. But I'd love to hear if you had a favorite item today. Of course, if you guys have questions on anything that we dropped, please drop it down below. I will get answers for you. You guys can find me on Instagram. I pretty much live there, so I'm happy to go down any rabbit hole you guys want. And until next week, thank you guys for the business. Thank you for the support. Enjoy the mystery bento if you pick one up. And hug your family, drink a delicious Orion, catch a giant bass if you can. And I will see you guys again next weekend for another great job. For now, it's peace. Later, my friends.